Hello, my Vibe Tribe. Welcome to the Daily Vibe. It is Wednesday. We are here for Self-Care Wednesday. Self-Care Wednesday. Oh, how is everybody doing? Just gonna wait a few moments to get on. I was in a debate this morning with my siblings, so I'm running a little behind. Good morning, older sibling. There she is. The one I'm having a debate with. But, it's always fun, right, for discussion and whatnot. I see somebody else is on, but I don't know who it is. So whoever it is, good morning. I'm going to take a wild shot in the dark that it might be Sammy. So good morning, Sammy. Good morning, older sibling. We are on day 23 of 30 days of self-love, and it is also it's also Self-Care Wednesday. So how is everybody today? Good morning, Eileen. Oh, sorry, Cousin Jeannie. It was my Cousin Jeannie. She booed me. There's Sammy. Oh, I'm sorry, Jeannie. So I pulled something different today, and one of them is going to actually be one of them is actually going to be something that we did early on in the 30 days of self-love, but I think it's good because it kind of goes with everything, and it was about body love. Okay. And it's actually funny that sibling and I were having this debate this morning because it kind of went under, we're both in agreement, but we're disagreeing on certain parts of the agreement. But what I want to talk about today in the self-care portion of this is it is about body positivity, and it is about body love, and and I'm going to stay away from the negative stuff on this stuff because I want people to learn how to build themselves up and learn how to love the person that they see in the mirror. I almost didn't do this one because when I was writing these questions down, I'm like, crap, I have to answer these too. And I'll be honest with you, I'm nowhere near where I thought I was with my body positivity. I'm doing great on the self-love part, but believe it or not, for me, they really are two different kinds of things. So they really actually do connect, but for me, they're very, I don't know, I'm having trouble putting them together, so we'll get to that in a second. But first, day 23 of 30 days of self-love. What does your support system look like? How can you make it stronger? I have a wonderful support system, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure I can make it any stronger. I think whoever pops into my life down the road that I don't already know, that is not yet a part of my support system, that's just a bonus. That's more people to be there for, and that's more people to help you through all your stuff, right? So I think that's one thing. And I had to turn my head so you could see my moon earring. It's a full moon tonight, tomorrow, and the next day. It'll be at its fullest sometime late tonight, I believe. But that's a side note. But yeah, what does your support system look like, and how can you make it stronger? One of the controversial ways to make it stronger, and I say controversial because some people be like, no, is when you have people in your life that do not add to it. That is not a part of your support system. Support systems are people who, no matter what they go through, they come back together in the end. They're still okay. We're all human. We all have our moments when we fall off the whatever it is and be like, oh, that was a moment in my life. But sometimes I also think that things have to happen so that there's a better understanding between two people. And I've had that with Joanne. I've had that with Laura. I've had a lot with Joanne. Sissy is Joanne. And to be perfectly honest, I do think that sometimes when it came to Sissy and I, that we came out better for it because we're not good at talking. We're not good at sharing. We're the ones that people come to. So opening up and trying to, and she's a Scorpio, I'm a Capricorn. So, it's just, we're not good at sharing our feelings. We just kind of like, I'll deal with it myself until something comes to a head, and then poof. So, when you're okay in the end, that's a support system. Okay, that's basically someone who's like family, but not all family is a support system. I'm lucky. I have my dad. I have older sibling. I have baby sibling. Over the course of time, my cousin Jeannie and I have had good talks. I've had good talks with Sammy, and Sammy and I, believe it or not, have never actually met in person, but she's still my mutt twin. I've had good talks with Eileen, and it's just people that understand you and understand that sometimes, you're not always going to be in a good place. That sometimes, you may not be vibing at your highest, or you may not be driving on all four wheels that day. Things happen. Okay. Things happen. And, the only way to truly make your support system stronger is to be honest. Be open. Be honest and open and communicate. People have to communicate. I am learning how to communicate. Sibling has taught me how to communicate. She's a Taurus. Tauruses are crazy. I'm just kidding. I said that for her benefit. But my mom was an Aquarian, and I don't know, Sammy, maybe you can help me out on this one, but my mom could be very, very closed down. She I don't know about to anybody else, but when it's like, are you okay? I'm fine. I'll deal with it. I'm strong. I can do this. And it's like, okay, well, I'm here if you need me. No, I'm fine. But yeah, my mom wasn't one to really, she was the support system, and then, so I would go to my dad sometimes because I felt like if I didn't, I would just explode, and so my dad and I have that interesting relationship. Don't I forget it that you're crazy, older sibling? Yeah, okay. It's hard to forget. Oh my God, that's how we're like, we may not be sisters by parents, but we are definitely sisters. Soul sisters to the core. But yeah, so what does your support system look like, and how can you make it stronger? Just be open, be honest, communicate. Everybody that comes into your life may not be a part of that support system. I always think of a support system as being your closest circle of people, right? But, in all honesty and fairness, over the last couple of years, the ones that I've really, really turned to the most have been baby sibling and older sibling. Okay, yeah, Sammy says she's like that as well, so it could be an Aquarian thing. I dated an Aquarian once, and he was very, you had to pry it out of him to talk, because he'd be sitting there trying to figure out, and he would sit there and say, well, I just didn't want to bother you with it. That's how Capricorns are. And I would say the same thing to him. Was like, are you okay? I just don't want to bother you with it. It's fine. I'll get over it. And I never would, and neither would he. And it usually wasn't about either one of us. It's just, stuff we needed to vent about, right? But yeah, so my mom was like that. And so I get the funny feeling, though, a lot of people are like that. But I know that in particular, these are traits of an Aquarian, a Capricorn, and a Scorpio. Very strong signs. I need a Pisces in my life. They're compassionate and empathetic. So I don't have enough of those. I don't think I have any. I dated two very early on in my dating career when I was young. But yeah, I don't know. I actually don't think I know any Pisces. Oh, that is weird. I swear I have everybody else in the sign covered. I got like more Scorpios than I can handle. But sorry, cousin Jeannie. But her and my dad are like their birthdays are 8 days apart. Sissy was a Scorpio right in between them. But oh my gosh, I have a lot of Scorpios. But yeah, off the top of my head, you know what? I'll get back to you later if I remember. If I have any Pisces. Oh, that's weird. I need one to add. I need to add one to my collection of people. But anyways, so Self-Care Wednesday. Here we go. I think I've tried to avoid this long enough, but it is literally sitting in front of me. This is all what we're going to cover. Okay, that's upside down, but still, that is all what we're about to cover. And I really don't want to do this. I'm being honest with you. I really don't want to do this body love thing. But I think it'll be good for me. I think it'll be good for everybody else. And I think being honest and open and communicating with you guys might help somebody in their own path to body positivity and body love. And that's actually what the person is, also from blessingmanifesting.com, which is where I got the 30 days of self-love. But she actually refers to it as body love. Okay, so we're going to go with body love. We'll hashtag it. So when you think about your body, what's the first positive thing that comes to mind? I legit sat here for 5 minutes and could not come up with anything. When you think about your body, what's the first positive thing that comes to mind? Then after about 5 minutes, I thought, well, I'm still alive. And that's pretty much all I could come up with. And I'll be honest with you, it doesn't matter if you're thick or thin. Body love has no size requirement. You know, you could be a 0, you could be a 20, and it doesn't care. It will hit you. I know people who were at a 0 who had terrible body positivity, and I know people who were at a 20 who have fabulous body positivity. So again, it doesn't have a size requirement. Okay. I was always about a 5 because I have very broad shoulders, and believe it or not, that can affect things. But I was born a linebacker. Okay. But I was skinny. I was very thin, and I hated my body. Believe it or not, I actually like myself more now. But I think that's because I hid behind my weight for so long after I gained all this weight that I had to figure out how to let my personality shine. Because to me, that was the only thing people would notice, was if I let my personality shine. So, I mean, that's just me. I don't know what people see when they see me. I'm not good at tooting my own horn. I know yesterday I called myself adorable, but you know, I'm trying, right? I'm trying to find this self-love in myself. I'm reminding myself every day that I am enough and that I am complete, you know, but I still struggle with all of this. And it's not because I'm ashamed of my body positivity. It's just, there's a lot that goes on behind it. There's a lot that I'm dealing with, the emotion-wise, that I'm learning to heal, that I'm learning to accept. In a way, and I am not trying to put this on somebody else, but in a small way, society makes me feel bad about myself. You know, when you hear these things like, you know, oh, you know, I lost all this weight and now I have a boyfriend, or I lost all this weight and, you know, now men can't stop looking at me, or women can't stop looking at me, or I have a new girlfriend, or, you know, this, that, and the other. And, you know, yesterday a friend of mine posted something so wonderful. It says, you know, if you see somebody that's lost weight, don't tell them, hey, you look great. Just tell them, hey, you know, you look healthy. Or, you know, if they're looking for a compliment and they say, what do you think? I lost all this weight. And they're all, you know what? I would just say, I think you were fabulous before, but you're shining a lot brighter now. You know, because they are proud of themselves. It takes a lot. The first time I lost a lot of weight, I was really proud of myself, but it was diminished by the fact that my mom was dying during that time. And I did it more for her than I did for me, because she's not like, I really think you should do this or you're never going to do it. And it was a weight loss program, and you know, it was basically shakes for like 4 or 5 months, and then they wean you back onto food at a better place. But I didn't do it for me. So when you do anything, whatever it is that you are doing, whether it's becoming sober or losing weight or creating a new habit by exercising, or, you know, do it for you. Otherwise, you're going to end up hating the process in the end. And, you know, like I've mentioned before, I have to start losing weight because I have to get healthy for, you know, my heart. And it's running great, but that's what we want it to keep. That's the way we want to keep it, right? We want to keep it running great. So, to be honest, on number 1, when you think about your body, what's the first positive thing that comes to mind? I have no idea yet. Except that, yay, I woke up this morning and thank God I'm still alive. Number 2, take a selfie and find something to absolutely love about it. We did this early on in the 30 days of self-love, but I think it would be good for you to do today. You know, if you want, since it's just for you, maybe stand in front of your mirror with nothing on and take a selfie and find something to like about it. You know, I don't know. I love my eyes, and my hair, but I don't think that really counts as being a part of my body. They're just kind of the wonderful additions to my body. But I like my lips. Pretty sure that's part of my body, but you know what I mean. But yeah. And I've done that exercise. That's why I said try doing it in front of your mirror with nothing on. And if you don't have a full-length mirror, don't put it in front of a mirror, because it could help, you know. And just really try hard to find something that you love about yourself. Okay. Number 3, write down 3 things that you truly love about your body. I fucking hate this task. I do. It's very hard for me to be positive with you guys right now. I mean, I am doing my best to vibe high, and we put so much on body size, and we put so much on how people should look. I mean, nobody ever says, oh, well, nobody ever says anything about the guy who's overweight. No, everybody always says something about the girl that's overweight. And they might if it's somebody who's, like significantly bigger. But, I mean, you never hear people making catty remarks about, oh, that guy. Unless, he's like with a girl and maybe she's cute and hot or whatever. And then they'll say, oh, well, he must have money. Why do we say stuff like that? I mean, seriously, why would you assume that this girl is just with this guy because he has money? Because now you're putting them both down. Maybe they genuinely love each other. That's a very distinct and probably what is the fact there. But, the insecurities that people have, we take it out on other people. And, it hurts, especially if people hear it in the long run. So, and sometimes the people that do make the comments, they're just insecure about their own bodies. Maybe they're afraid. I knew somebody who was so afraid of putting on weight because they were chubby when they were a kid and they got made fun of all the time. And, I mean, I got made fun of for all kinds of things, but it wasn't because of my weight, except when they would just call me, like skin and bones. But I wasn't skin and bones. I had a great metabolism back then. I would die to find that one again. Well, actually, if I died, I'd probably be really thin. I would love to have that metabolism back again because that means I'm healthy again. And that's all I want. I'm not shooting for any specific goal except to be healthy. That's all I want. I just want to be healthy. And, whoever ends up with me in the end, bless their hearts. And not because of that, but because they have to deal with my brain. And my brain can be a rebellious little bastard sometimes. But, I mean, everybody that knows me, I used to get told a lot, whoever ends up with you will be very lucky. Because, just they rattle off all these adjectives that were really, really sweet. And I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm just saying that, we all have something wonderful to offer people. And this is when I've been close to this weight that people have said that to me. And I would sit there and go, no, they wouldn't want all this. This is a mess. And they're all like, what, if they don't want all that, then they don't know what they're missing. And that reminded me to be more positive about myself. But as you can see, I'm still struggling with this, and you can tell because I'm rambling. So, number 4, what's one thing your body has allowed you to do or experience that you're grateful for? I don't know. Keep me alive? My body's definitely kept me alive. My little ticker inside, she's a champion. She is a warrior. I'm pretty sure she wakes up. I'm pretty sure my heart wakes up every morning doing this with her sword. Like on her shield with her sword going, all right, bitch, let's get today done. Because you're taxing me. But yeah, what's one thing your body has allowed you to do or experience that you're grateful for? Anybody? It's like crickets on here right now with the comments. Come on, guys. Somebody has to have something, unless it's just as hard for everybody else with this subject. But, guys, one of the reasons I chose this one in particular is because self-care is more than just what we do to make ourselves feel better in the moment. Self-care is what we do for the long haul. It's what we try to do to give ourselves that chance that when we have a moment, we know how to just kind of stop and listen and go, take your deep breaths, just breathe. Jeannie says her body has allowed her to continue to dance. My cousin is a very amazing person. I don't know if I'm allowed to share her story, so I'm not going to, but I will just say that she has to take extra special care of herself because of a very special thing that she did for somebody else. But, I know I'm just kind of like, what happened? What'd she do? If she gives me permission on this, I will tell you. But she is a hero. She is a hero. That's right, Cousin Jeannie. You are a hero. So, number 5, say something nice about your least favorite body part. Oh, she says I can. So, I'm going to jump back to number 4 really quick. What's one thing your body has allowed you to do or experience that you are grateful for? She says continue to dance. Several years back, my cousin Jeannie gave her sister a kidney. That's right. She got into shape. She did what she had to do. They were both compatible, and she is down a kidney. So she has to be extra careful on certain things. There's certain things she can't eat because it could put her body in a tailspin. I'm not sure how many limitations you have, but that's a lot. That's a lot. All of us say that we would do it. Well, most of us probably say we would do it, but she did it. She did it. And, her sister's doing well, and, all that good stuff, And, I've always looked up to my cousin Jeannie. They're what we call Hanai family in Hawaii. So, but I've known her since I was like 1. Okay. And, I know, I remember anything at 1. So I've pretty much known her all my life. And she's always been a very amazing person, and I'm not just tooting your horn, cuz I don't think that you toot your horn enough. She can be very hard on herself, but, I think sometimes when we do things, it's the character it's the person that we are, that we come back to in the end, that matters. Not what we do, not what we say, not little things that happen here or there. It's the person that we've always been, and there's a balance sometimes that comes with that. But I love you too. And it's true though. It's, we're human and we do the best we can every single day. And that's all anybody can really ask of anybody, is just doing the best you can every day. Okay. So if you're hard on yourself, please don't be. Just take a deep breath, refocus, fix whatever it is that you need to fix, and move forward, and don't think about it again. Okay. Living, as my mother would always say, don't look back. You're not going that way. All right. So number 5, say something nice about your least favorite body part. Still don't know. My least favorite body part is right here. And the only thing I can think of nice to say about it is actually a very terrible, terrible thing. I was going to say it makes a great shelf when I'm drinking coffee. But, okay guys, you know what? I might be failing at the self-love thing. I am learning to love myself, but I am still struggling with connecting my body to my self-love. I hate my body. Okay? I absolutely 100% hate my body. Okay? And Sammy says, what a wonderful story. Jeannie inspired me this morning. Dance on indeed. Guys, just, do your thing. I love dancing, not in front of people, but I do love dancing. It's such a freeing experience, and it just, get your body moving and feel that kind of sweat going. And it's very, I don't know, I think it's very symbolic of what our bodies can do and the way it can move. But, I'm trying not to tear up here because I didn't realize until this moment how much I don't like my body. I think I'm always trying to convince myself that I love myself, and I do. I'm really, really learning. Older sibling said she didn't know about about Jeannie. Well, I thought I told you a long time ago, but maybe I didn't. But yeah, I guess that's it. I'm learning to love myself. I'm going to have to figure out how to put the body positivity in there because, oops, sorry. I think I put too much. I overthink all this, and I've really got to sit down and, Eileen says, having a positive body image is hard for me too. I feel the same way as you do. Girl, let's work on this together. Okay. Let's all of us work on this together that feels the same way as we do. Far as I'm concerned, Eileen looks amazing, but this is what I'm talking about. I mean, I've seen her journey. I've seen her journey on her Instagram. I've seen the work she's done and what she's put into herself and, and done for herself as her choice. I'm not telling you that you have to live any certain way. I'm not telling you that you have to look any certain way. You do what makes you happy. Okay? You do what makes you happy. But I'll be honest. I think the reason I don't like my body is because a lot of the stuff that I've been through in my life, and because, some of that stuff is what caused the emotional trauma that has caused this. So really, I'm carrying all my shame. And I think that's why I don't think about it, because I am carrying all my shame. I am carrying almost a lifetime worth of body shame for myself. Even when I was thin, like I said, I hated my body more than I do now when I was thin. I was objectified a lot. I was catcalled a lot. And, I derogatory comments made about me that people thought were funny. And, I told about sibling, one of them, she just looked at me like her mouth dropped. I'm not going to share that one here because it wasn't nice. It wasn't nice. And that's when I was thin, guys. And it had nothing to do with, it had everything. It was a very sexist comment. And, I mean, I'm not going to, we're nobody's perfect, but it was bad. It was bad. And anyway, I should say, if my cousin Jeannie would have heard what they said about me, she would have been over there punching them in the face. And she's tiny. But, yeah, and Sammy can totally relate too. I think this is a good day. I know that I'm actually feeling more like myself now the retrograde's over, and, I'm starting to balance out a little bit more and get my energy back. But I hate this subject. I absolutely 100% hate this subject. And that, my friends, is where day 23 comes in, and your support system. These are the people that look after you. These are the people that remind you when you fall off the wagon, that, you're going to be okay. I have a health coach, and she said, they're doing this 30-day thing. And one thing she said is, if you fall off the wagon, just pick up where you left off. Don't worry about what happened. Don't worry about falling off. Nobody's perfect. And we're not. And I think that's the problem, is a lot of times when people diet or they try to go on this, that, or the other, you're shooting yourself in the foot. And I know that might also be a controversial statement, but it really is. Just enjoy what you enjoy. But as my cardiologist would say, just do it in moderation. He told me, he's like, you don't really have to stop eating the things you love. You just have to start learning how to moderate how much of it you eat. Because he knows I'm an emotional eater. He and I have talked about that. He asked me one time, he's like, why do you struggle with your weight? I'm like, I'm an emotional eater. And he was one of the first people that really kind of validated that for me before my therapist, and said, yeah, that's a real thing. And he's all, that can be a problem. And it can be a problem. It is a problem. But I'm trying to pick my words carefully, because I don't want people to feel ashamed if they love to eat. I love food, but loving food and being an emotional eater, it is not a good thing. It's like trying to run a marathon and you got a wall right in front of you that you can't see. So you keep hitting it and falling back. It's like a cartoon. It's just this terrible, terrible cycle. It's like being on that hamster wheel and trying to figure out how to get off of it. And then you get off of it and you're like, oh, but that hamster wheel is so enticing. So let's get back on it. So I think the best thing I can suggest is, whether somebody is thick or thin, be kind. If somebody who is thin thinks that they are fat, be kind. There is probably a reason. Most people will not do that to get attention. They're doing that because they're coming from a place where they have body dysmorphia. Like I said, I knew a person who was on his way to being a bodybuilder, and he had terrible body dysmorphia. I think we talked about that before. It was Brian, baby sibling's husband, who's now passed away. But I never knew that. I mean, the guy was just exercise. And, he would post a lot of interesting things on his Instagram. And when I would see him, he would just be like, I know, I'm sorry. But it was an insecurity. And that's what I didn't know, was that he had one of those. It's like, I had no clue. No clue. I mean, I think this guy was like maybe 1% fat, if that. Okay, he was all muscle. But, and like I said, I've known people that are so afraid of being fat because they had weight problems when they were a kid. So I think the best that we can teach our children, whether it's a boy or a girl, is just, respect your body. They learn from us. My mom was a constant dieter. She was like always trying to lose weight. When she called me in tears a billion years ago, telling me that she was type 2 diabetic, and then she was so afraid that would happen to me. So far, knock wood, I've managed to avoid all those things. Believe it or not, even my cholesterol comes in low. I'm telling you, I think I'm an alien. I might be part alien, but I have 0.4% unknown DNA, so I may be an alien. I am an angel from God. But anyways, I had to throw humor in there, guys, because it was getting way too serious. But let's do the Rebel deck. Okay, this is the next card in the deck. No clue what it says yet. Let's do it. You do you. Stop trying to change people. That shit never works. Okay, I'm done. I'm not going to try to change you. No, but honestly, I am not trying to change anybody with the daily vibe. I am giving you tools or stories or, little tidbits of life, my life, to just, maybe think about. And, if you're feeling certain ways, these are the things that have helped me. Maybe you can adjust them to yourselves. My cousin Jeannie. Well, your dad said he's an alien, so that makes you some. Yeah, it does. I'm telling him. I told him the other night that I said, well, I have 0.4% unknown DNA, so I'm pretty sure you're an alien. I told older sibling this morning that dad's going to Roswell on his long trip, and that I said, and she's like, oh, well, he's too late. Like, the aliens are gone. I said, no, he's going home. We love through sarcasm. That's how we love in this family, through sarcasm. But you do you, okay? You do whatever it is that makes you happy. But, because stop trying to change people. That shit never works. And that shit does never work. My mom, bless her heart, was always on me when I was younger to be healthy because of my heart. But, then when you're kind of given the reins to the wagon, you just go through every drive-through that manifests in front of you. And like I said, I think the reason it's hard for me to love my body is because this is a body that was built on shame. And when I was thinner, I didn't like me. As a thicker person, I struggle because, again, emotional eating caused this. And, some people might look at that as an excuse and say, no, you're just lazy. No, you're not. No, it really was emotional eating. And the reason I say emotional eating is because sometimes when we emotional eat, it is a mental issue. And it is an eating disorder. And when you do that, you kind of throw yourself into a spiral. And then you have no energy to do anything else. So it is a really ugly and nasty, nasty cycle. It's the same with any kind of eating disorder, but I think emotional eating is kind of like the redheaded stepchild of that group because nobody really looks at it. They say, oh, well, you can control it. If I could control it, I would probably not have to worry about my heart as much. I mean, like I said, she's running fine, she's ticking fine, but I need to make sure that she still does. So whatever you have to do to keep yourself healthy, do it. But let's support each other. That's day 23. Let's support each other. Let's find that support system that you need. Eileen, Sammy, you and I, we can have a little group if we want, on Facebook if you two want to. Just, let me know. And text me. Both of you text me if you want, and I'll add you to that group. And maybe it's just something that we can post things to just support one another, to show one another that, we can find self-love in the body that we're in. I mean, here's the thing. This is a casing. Okay, your soul is not your body. Your soul lives within it. Your heart is, your size doesn't make you compassionate. Your size doesn't make you empathetic. It's you. So if you are happy in whatever body you are sitting in right now, it's okay. Just love it. If you're not happy, find out why you're not happy about it. And, let's work on it. Let's work on it together. Maybe it won't be in the same group, but you'll know I'm right there with you. I had no idea until this moment when I was talking this out through you guys that the reason I hated my body so much is because it was a body built in shame. And that's something new for me. So now I know I can work on that. I can work on not being ashamed of my body. Not because of my size. I just realized it's not my size that I'm ashamed of. I mean, to be perfectly honest, when I gained weight, I got boobs. All right. When I was younger, that's all I ever wanted was boobs. But now I find they just get in the way. But I could also do without a butt. But my point is I didn't realize the reason I hated my body was because it was a body built on shame. A lot of different things that led to that shame. So when it comes to ourselves, let's try to do better. Don't beat yourself up. Okay? Whatever situation you're in, please don't beat yourself up. Life happens, things happen, we move forward. Lessons learned, move forward. If you keep looking back, as Laura, older sibling reminded me, she's all, the only time you should look back is to see how far you've come. Okay? So I think if you put a little bit of the don't look back, you're not going that way when it comes to bad things, that's great. But sometimes if you want to stop and look back and say, wow, I've come a long way. I have come a long way. I may be learning now how to have body love, but I am definitely feeling the self-love. Okay? There's no way in hell 9 months ago, 10 months ago, 11 months ago, I would have said, I'm adorable. No, I wouldn't have. Oh my God. Anyways, I'm going to stop now before it gets worse. So remember, you do you. I'm not going to worry about the backside because everybody on here really doesn't really try to change anybody. We just allow people to be who they're going to be and do what they're going to do. But you do you. That is the important message today. You do you. All right. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm going to post these 5 things in the comments on the Facebook Live. So if you're anywhere else, it's either on ShelbyOnTheMoment.com under State of Mind or on Facebook Live, and you can come in and, just check out. My Facebook Lives are public, so you don't need to be my friend to see it. But, you don't need to be my friend on Facebook to see it. So, I will post them here and there. So, if you want to write them down or just check it out, okay? I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Thank you for hanging in there. I know it was a bit of a mental roller coaster for me today, but, I didn't mean to ramble so much. When I get nervous about a subject or I get nervous around people, I ramble. And you can see where this subject completely affected me today. And I knew it was going to not be pretty, but I didn't know how badly it was going to affect me today. So, again, you do you, all right? Thanks again for watching, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow for Things to Think on Thursday.